Doctor, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Colin, on Trooper, on Donner. I was listening to this girl and something she said stuck with me, that she was one of the first internet poets. And the way she phrased it, it, I just had like this realization, oh, like our generation is that. Like we were the first ones to do anything really on the internet.
Yeah.
And like people who are a little older than us, but our generation, and
Millennials.
as we continue to age, like, we will be described that way. Pioneers of doing things on the internet. It made me a little jealous because I was like, "Well, I wanna be described that way." Like, and I was thinking about Tumblr and, like, the people that got famous on Tumblr had, like, crazy followings back in the day in, like, 2010 or whatever. And I just never did. I was on Tumblr for years and never had a big following. And then it made me think of, Connor's story and his actor boy 222.
Right. Actor boy too.
Hey there, YouTube. It's me, Connor Story. Yes, it's me, Connor Story. This is my first YouTube video, and my username is ActorBoy222.
I think we've kind of lost track of how exciting all of this still is, just being online, and I think if we could renew that sense of wonder and, like, the inhibition that we had in the beginning where we were just purely expressing and, like, we were making our screen name Actor Boy 222 or, like, Tar Heel Cutie 2, Rapid Dancer, we'd have a lot more fun, or we could be having more fun again.
I mean, when we were on like MySpace and Zengo, we were like coding our own pages.
Yeah.
And like to
Just
me,
everything was new.
yeah, and to me I feel like we could possibly be headed in that direction because of how fast AI is kind of like rapidly taking over, and there's a lot of pushback against it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel people are going to want to reclaim that. And I hope that it comes, back to us in that way where we're like, no, like we're creating this, like we're doing this. We're not just relying on AI for everything. I think it has its place, but I think like you know how I feel about it.
A lot of people are worried about AI and all this stuff now. I really believe we're on the precipice of some type of renaissance period. I think humans respond sometimes very creatively to an existential threat.
Yeah, whatever changes happen in technology are kind of reflected in how humans behave, and it's just kind of wild. But I think for a while, have been swinging in a direction where people had become almost kind of robotic, and there was like the clean girl aesthetic, and everything was very curated, and people's pages were curated. I think we're shifting kind of the other direction now where it's more interesting to be human and to be like authentically yourself and to be a little messy, and even like the branding pages and fashion theory pages I follow have been talking about that, like how messy is back, and it's cool to be like a little chaotic and like mismatched or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's great for me because I'm like,
Hey, it's
maybe
our
this is
time.
my moment. There's like a lot of things adding up here that I'm like, I think we're on the rise, basically.
I mean, it makes sense. I hope that like you're saying, there's just continues to be pockets of online communities that are, yeah, more real and raw and connective, and hopefully more women, you know. I
Yeah.
know you mentioned to me like there's kind of a lacking in that space for women in podcasts.
Yeah. It's our moment. I think it would be exciting if it's kind of like we're at a reboot point. I guess apparently there's a setting that you can When you go to Instagram, you might already know this. I didn't know
Yeah.
this. But if you click on the word Instagram at the top, like when you're on your homepage, you can click following and then you can scroll and it just shows you people that you follow and it's chronological in real time. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could just go and it would be in real time, like what was posted 5 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago.
It's been that they've had that feature. They just don't advertise it because
I
they
didn't
want.
I didn't know.
Um, but also I just found out too, you can now it's a little more tricky than just a few steps, so I'm not gonna go through it because I have a video saved on how to do it.
Okay.
But on TikTok and Instagram, there is a way. It's more tricky, of course, but there's a way to go in and disable AI content so you don't get AI
Oh,
content.
yeah. I've heard someone mention that, but I haven't done it.
It's
I
like
feel like like my parents should be doing that.
we need to get a grip on that. The other thing that's kind of freaking me out about, just the rapid rise of technology and AI and its impact, like we were saying, just the sheer amount of power and water that it uses, but B, all the data centers that are being built. They're
Yeah.
building in Virginia and it's raising our power bill.
Yeah, I saw
Because of
someone
that.
say last week that Virginia is like the data center capital of,
It's
like, the country.
disgusting. It makes me sick. I don't like to think about that. Ugh, I love your little tree. The technology is rebelling because 'cause we're talking
Yeah.
shit.
How my tree is, like, kind of a little skinny and, like, dinky.
No, it's not dinky. I love it.
Because I was watching the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special while I was decorating it, now it just makes me think of Pee-wee's Playhouse when I see it, and that makes me happy.
Hey, Pee-wee! You know what time it is? Christmas time!
I love it so much. Most of my reasons for decorating and doing all this stuff that I do is really just about my inner child.
Yeah.
And my desperate desire to, like, be traditional.
Yeah, and to, like, bring the cheer in where we need
Yeah.
it because we need it, you know?
Yeah. I was watching, Terry's Cultural Digest.
Yeah.
He was like, "There's personal things to cry about, there's public things to cry about, and there's political things to cry about." He was like, "It's a PPP cry situation." And I was like, "Yeah, we're out here trying to do the holidays, you know, and
What the world just keeps turning, and we keep going day after day. Somehow, look at us, crises
hey,
after
we're
crises.
showing up."
On the end of my weeks and weeks long depression that I've been in. We took a little break. We're a little off schedule
No,
because
no, who's counting? No, everyone is, like, too caught
I got caught up on it. On what?
this is our schedule is perfect.
yeah, I
There's
just
too much
needed to
happening in the
have
world.
I've said to a couple people, mostly my mom, but that I'm on a new medication, which it is, but, like, I just, like, giggle to myself when I say that because I'm like, "It's ketamine. It's
Same.
ketamine," and to me, I'm still like, "It's drugs," like,
Yeah.
it's
Hey,
drugs, but
honestly,
I
you
was
might have cracked the
prescribed
code. I
it,
feel like
and
everyone
it's
maybe
microdosage.
everybody needs a little ketamine.
That's how I'm getting through the holidays. This is an ad for ketamine, basically.
Yeah. Wait, let's hear about it though, because
But
you're
I
kind of
had
dropping knowledge on me.
well, and I had written in my phone what my recent depressive episode had felt like. I said I was feeling like I'd been chained up to the back of a 17th century horse-drawn carriage and it's raining and I'm just being dragged through mud and rocks. And not really much you can do but hope that you just get knocked out.
I dreamed that God would be forgiving.
Weeks just not really being able to function. And I was was looking at like TMS therapy, which is where you get like your brain shock, like they hook you up to a device and like shock your brain, which
And these gentle magnetic pulses reach the surface of the brain. They cause the nerve cells in the brain to fire. And
sounds great. And I am honestly still interested in that, but it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess I had been seeing stuff online coming up about ketamine therapy, and I've heard about it before. I listened to a really long Duncan Trussell episode like years ago where he was talking with someone who had opened a ketamine clinic, I think in California. And back then I was skeptical of it because I just knew of it as a party drug. They were talking about people getting ketamine nasal sprays sent to them, the potential for people to get addicted to it, and I was just like, I don't know, like, I know about ketamine, and I'm just, like, not really thinking that that's, I don't know. To me, a couple years ago, it was still in the realm of, like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Peru and, like, do ayahuasca to cure me, like, of my demons and
Yeah.
whatever." And it's like, maybe that will help, but, like, it also maybe not, like, your first plan of action. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But more research has come out since it was approved, for treating people for depression and, PTSD. So there's just more evidence now, and I did a lot of research, and it is really hopeful and really fascinating because when you have depression, and they say it's especially helpful for people who have had depression for a long time, for people that have medication resistant depression, you've tried other things, therapy hasn't necessarily helped you, because when you've had depression for a long time, your brain really gets set in these patterns.
Yeah.
It's your brain's circuitry and how neurons are communicating with one another. They're just like on this set path. And when your brain experiences a trigger, or it could be for seasonal, your brain is wired to go into this state and for you to exhibit these behaviors that you've always done and you've always known because that's what your brain knows. And what ketamine seems to allow the brain to do is regrow synapses, connections between neurons, which like increases neuroplasticity. It opens up new pathways in your brain. So it can be especially powerful if you're doing the therapy and then like you have actionable, like you take it and then you're gonna meditate and like journal and then like clean your apartment. Like I've been, able to get things done that it had been weeks, that I couldn't do my fucking laundry or like wash my dishes. Just like basic things that depression can make really difficult. And then over, time, whether it's weeks or months, your brain starts learning, okay, like this is what we can do. Like I don't have to stay in bed for a week because like I got sad or something. I've only done it a few times now and I'm doing a very micro dose. There's like the option where you can go to a clinic and do intravenous
Whoa.
dosing. That's a higher dose, and you really and that's what they some people have done on TV, like it's on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They've been like really getting into ketamine.
All right.
Like people are doing ketamine together.
Oh, it hit me.
It's hitting me right now.
And I've watched a bunch of, uh, like, testimonials on Instagram and stuff of people who have taken that route and, had, like, crazy hallucinations, and they're, like, seeing themselves as children. They're, like, seeing like, I heard people say that they'll see themselves, like, inside the womb, or they'll remember being born, or one person said that they did an intravenous dose and they were hearing it was like they were in the womb and they were hearing, like, their grandmother speaking to their mom or something, like, they were hearing conversations that were happening outside of the womb
That's crazy.
and, like, shit like that.
Everyone should feel what it is like to feel this connected to everyone.
Like, I think I'll start small. I think
Yeah.
I'll start with the microdose.
The intent.
I already have crazy dreams. I've already done a lot of talk therapy, like, years and years of processing stuff that happened to me in the past. Like, I'm just not necessarily in a place where I think that's what I really need to be
You
doing right now. Like, I don't really have the desire to, like, uncover more of my
It's
past at this
yeah,
time. I've really gone in on the
yeah,
past. I'm really trying to find more presence.
yeah.
I can see how that could be very useful for people who haven't, or for people who maybe have these, like, deep traumatic memories that they haven't quite been able to, like, unlock or access. It can help you do that if there's, like, a big question mark, or, like, you don't know why you have these emotions or whatever. That wasn't me. I think I like the microdose. I'm not hallucinating. I'm not, like, nothing crazy is happening. It's just
It's
my head
functional.
my head clears and I'm able to focus on a task, and instead of having, hundreds of intrusive thoughts piling up in my brain, and sadness and just heaviness and fear and panic that I sit with that paralyzes me, having that stuff clear out, and I'm like, "Okay, I can move." Like, I can function. So, that's been my experience so far. Yeah, I'm going home for Christmas, a ketamine user. Never thought I would say
Pick up
I'm
the
jumping on
trochees.
board, but I'm on
Pack up
board.
the trochees.
The troche, yeah, they're like these little, like, not lozenges, but I guess kind of that, like, melts in your mouth, so you, like, put it in your cheek and it melts into your like, the wall of your cheek. Um,
Everyone's getting a trochee this year.
dissolving, it's called a troche, which this we were laughing when I told Bailey that. We were like, "That sounds like drugs." Like, that's that's just that sounds like another, like, drug paraphernalia term. It's, like, a very silly word, but
Yeah.
yeah, troche.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
and
the
the
name of, like, a certain ecstasy pill or something, like, Kate's got the
troche.
trochee.
Let me get a troche. Let me pop a troche.
Yeah, you're gonna be passing them out all vacation, all holiday.
I'm stuffing people's stockings with ketamine
Yeah.
lozenges.
Better leave some out for Santa.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I did have to speak to a nurse practitioner and a registered nurse, and I do have a prescription. Yeah, my nurse practitioner had, like, TikTok makeup and looked like an anime character, and she was, like, so upbeat and just, like, positive, and she really made me hopeful. She explained to me, like, how it all worked, and she told me that she uses it, and I was like, "Of course you do." Like,
Sick.
yeah, so
She's a good spokesperson for it.
I'm on the wagon.
Well, we're gonna see. I feel good about it.
Yeah, thank you for your, support.
Yeah, and I mean, you
Did
know
I
how
really
I am about medications.
Yeah. I didn't mention that side effects that I have had though, which part of it they have subsided, but I was having a little bit more trouble falling asleep and definitely more trouble staying asleep at night, and I was having really crazy dreams, but I there are variables where I'm like, I can't necessarily attribute intense, crazy dreams to that because, like, I have those at
Yeah. Yeah.
periods in my life anyway. They did feel, like, a little abnormal for me, so that did feel like it was almost like which this would make sense if that's how it works in your brain where it's opening up new pathways, but the first couple times I took it really made me aware of media I was taking in and how that was
Hmm.
affecting my state of mind,
Okay.
which I think is, like, something valuable to kind of be more aware of and would be regulate more for anyone, but especially anyone sensitive.
Yeah.
And I already am to an extent, and, like, I don't watch, like I used to be, like, such a horror movies girl. I'm so much more sensitive now than I was when I was younger, and I think just more intentional. Yeah, like, of course, if I'm watching this, like, scary shit, I'm gonna have weird dreams. I think I'm much more aware now as I get older that every single thing you take in, your brain is processing and then projecting
Yeah.
that to an extent, like, on
No,
your
it's true.
reality and just your state of mind, and so it's like, you have to limit how much even just regular news, like, media you take in because that's just depressing, and our brains are only equipped to take in but so much at a
Mhm.
time.
And
But
it's also, anything you consume that's, your brain is processing, you're ultimately sending it right to your nervous system as well.
exactly, yeah,
Like
and so
there's an impact.
it's not like I didn't already know that, but it was making me really aware where it was like I see something and then I fall asleep and I have a dream that's, like, directly correlated, thinking about the possibility the theories that people say your thoughts, like, create your reality and whatever, whatever. I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm trying to regrow parts of my brain
Mhm.
so that I can function better. Okay, I need to be more boundaried and, like,
Mhm.
yeah, intentional."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
good,
think
but it's
it's a
just
good place
it
to
feels
be
like
at. Yeah.
it feels like a big responsibility. I'm
I
like,
mean, for sure,
"You
for
gotta be
sure.
careful."
I never used to do the scary movie thing, but I would do, like, watch all these, like, animal rights videos and this and that, and, like, I'm very hyper aware, and I'm not saying that any of my passion is gone about that, but, like, there is things that, like, when I see them, like, I can't unsee them, and I think about them every day, and I think about them more because I'm trying not to think about them
Yeah.
because of my OCD, and so
There
it's
just
like,
has to be a limit or else, like, you
yeah,
can't function.
no, I'm with you that, like,
Yeah.
it is a time of, when everything, especially now, is so, I mean, if you go looking for stuff, you can oversaturate yourself with anything, but now it's, like, to the max oversaturation.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because it's a good reminder.
I'm, like, thinking about it like I'm a child again, and it's like 'cause you're absorbing everything when your brain is in those early stages of development, and I'm like, "Well, I'm taking something that is actually creating glutamine in my brain and regrowing my brain." So I it is kind of developmental in that way, and I'm like, "Okay, so then I need to be intentional about what my brain is absorbing then."
We I'm lately I've been thinking of how to do more observe, don't absorb.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Neutral observation, yeah.
It's
It is
hard.
hard. You have to be constantly, like, centering yourself and your body and remembering, like, yeah, what your baseline is and that you are safe here and now, and yeah, coming from a place of, like, non-judgment too. And I would say for me, spirituality has a lot to do with that too, like, my ability to not place, judgment or a positive and or negative on every single thing I see, you know, like, some things are just existing, most things, most people, on a spectrum, and, like, we all kind of contain, think, at least the potential for good and evil and whatever.
I can easily be intentionally detached, but it's weird, like you said, when you see stuff and for some reason you can't detach from it. There are things that I struggle with probably daily, but sometimes worse than others. But the harder that I try to detach from the thing, the more, like, even me saying it now, I can think of like 4 things that I've been trying to forget about for like weeks
Yeah.
that have kind of like ruined a part of me or really triggered a part of me. And yeah, I'm struggling with that. So I'm like, maybe I should try a Truckee.
Well, prescription Santa's headed
You
back
said try a Truckee.
East Coast tomorrow. Just try a trochee.
Yeah, you could be the new spokesperson. Trokey,
It is
sponsor
okay,
us.
it is kind of creeping me out though that, like, there are, like, drug influencers online now. It's slowly creeping in and becoming a thing where I'm like, "Okay." Because it used to be prescription drug representatives would just be lobbying and, like, pandering to your doctor, and then you go to your doctor and your doctor's like, "Well, I think you should try this," and it's because they're getting kickbacks from a pharmaceutical representative that just took them to dinner a couple nights ago. And now I think people are going to the doctor less. They're doing there's more telemedicine. We do have more access to different things, and people are kind of doing more self-education rather than solely relying on their doctor's recommendations. I think people are now going to their doctor saying, "Well, what about this? I researched this or I saw this on Instagram and want to try it." It's a gray area, I think, morally. I'm grateful for the people who are documenting their experiences because that was part of what helped me make the decision to try this. I watched a lot of videos on Instagram of people describing, their experiences. But when you have ones that feel like brand deals, where it's like for a specific company, then I'm like, okay, that's a slippery slope. Like
Yeah.
with drug stuff and then I'm like, is there money being exchanged or, like, what's the deal here?" And it starts to feel a little murky. So I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Talked about that, when you were kinda telling me the process, not specifically to
yeah.
you, but just for the masses. I was like, "It's interesting." Like,
It's the world we're living in now, I
I
guess.
I think it'll work itself out. I think for the things that come up that don't work and hopefully there's no unfortunate situations, but
Yeah,
it'll work itself out.
yeah. I wanted to tell you about a dream I had, and now I'm like, there was something that correlated to something I watched actually. 'Cause I think I've like regulated a little bit. My dreams haven't been as like intense, but have you watched the most recent episode of I Love LA? So the toe
Yeah.
thing. So the night that I watched that, so spoilers, Rachel Sennett's character dropped it like a knife on her toe and she goes to the hospital.
I actually dropped a steak knife on my foot today. Doctor said I would lose a toe if I came here, but I don't care.
I had a dream that night that featured a toe situation, but it wasn't like that. I was just in a crowd of, like, models, just, like, hot women. It was pretty much all women, and we were at some kind of, like, almost like a festival, like, there was a stage, there was a big stage, and rows of people crowded around it. It was kind of like a ritualistic, like,
Gosh.
very Venusian gathering. There were different women coming on stage and speaking to us, and I don't really remember, like, what exactly they were saying, but it felt very witchy, and they were all in these, like, high fashion goddessy looks, like, ethereal, and this, like, army of models, it's like, listening to these women, and I was rolling around on the ground with this really skinny, like, beautiful blonde model that, like, I don't recognize in real life. I don't know if I made her up in my head. I don't know if we had taken ecstasy or, like, what exactly was going on, but we were very, like, touchy-feely, like, I was, like, rubbing her leg while this ceremony type deal was going on. We just, like, couldn't stop touching each other. I don't remember if we, like, were making out or what, but at some point, I sucked on her toe. Like, I was, like, massaging her foot or something, and I sucking on her toe
Hey.
in the crowd. I was just really into her. The ceremony ended, there was kind of an exodus where everybody exited and walked to this nearby kind of like 90s beach house type place, but it had like a huge pool, but the building itself was like a little bit dilapidated, like weathered. And Leonardo DiCaprio was there.
Wow.
Leonardo DiCaprio was like sitting on this staircase smoking a cigarette, mumbling about like his agenda for a new era. He was handing out little keys and like trinkets to all these models. Like started realizing like, oh, this is like a cult situation.
They were all
Because
under 25.
yeah, like I was kind of like, wait a second. And, like, I wasn't really drinking the Kool-Aid. I was very much, like, questioning what was going on, but everybody else was like, "He's so great, like, he's so smart. He gave me this little key," and, like, everybody was just, like, on board. And then I suddenly felt unsafe, and then I lost the blonde girl that I was with,
God.
and then I was, like, scared, and I think I woke myself up, but, yeah, I don't know what the hell
It
that
sounds
was
a
about.
little midsummer. It sounds a little
So then I looked up, like, toe. Oh, I forget now. I'm gonna Google it again. Dream about sucking someone's toe. I don't remember if that's what I looked up or if I just
I'm like, funny enough, that happened to me in real life at a festival.
like, yes, there's totally the potential that I'm just accessing a memory. Yes.
I mean, some guy really did suck my toe at a festival one time.
Wait, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm like, I think it probably wasn't.
You're just joking, but you're like,
No,
no, like,
that really happened.
I'm remembering that you did tell me that.
Oh, you're telling me, and I'm like, oh, you're
Wait, okay, but
triggering
it says
a memory.
dreaming.
What is the toe? What does it mean?
Dreaming about sucking someone's toe often relates to deep desires for connection, exploring intimacy, or feeling vulnerable about your path in life, as toes symbolize your foundation and journey, while the act itself suggests a craving for intense closeness. That all makes sense. Foundation and direction. Honestly, it kind of makes sense as like a
Ketamine dream.
It kind of makes sense as an artistic element in the show too, though, because, like, foundation and direction and, like, her journey and, like, her career and stuff, I
Yeah.
wonder if they if they thought about that. Yeah, vulnerability and boundaries.
I do wonder if they did, because it's a pretty random injury.
Yeah, I wonder I wonder who wrote that in and, like, where the inspiration came from, the toast situation, or if it was, like, something that happened in real life.
Hey, sometimes you gotta get your toe sucked or suck on a toe.
Do you wanna share your experience, or is that
It's not off limits. It's not off limits. I was at a festival in California. It was actually a really, really cool festival. Um, Very artsy, art installations everywhere, lots of performance arts, all the whole works. I used to like to do this thing at festivals where like I came with people like my friends and it was so much fun, but like I like to just go off and have like random side quests on my
I
own.
always did that too
Yeah.
when I was young. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Alright, I'll see y'all later."
Yeah. And just go. And just
Like, I
go.
just can't even I don't know if I can see myself doing that now at all, but yeah, I love to just butterfly around.
Yeah. So much fun. And I ended up I'm not even like usually just a dance floor girly and like I'll dance with anybody. I'll go to the music I want to go to. You know, I used to love bass music, so like I'm going to find it and I'm going through the crowd. I'm gonna have fun. Um.
Really
Anyway,
the bass head.
yeah, I am. But West Coast had like the good bass music, you know.
I
'Cause
was like a jam band girl and you were a bass head.
yeah.
Although I
Mm,
loved electronic music too, but not really wasn't as much of a bass
yeah.
girl. But I know
Um.
I know what you mean, kind of.
Like, West Coast is more like it could be more tribal or more like they use the, like,
Yeah.
808 or, like yeah, they have different influences of different, like, cultures, so it's kind of, like, more, foresty and mysterious, and it was fun. Anyways, so, randomly, I ended up in deciding to do this workshop that was, like, a tantric workshop, and I don't do
That's
workshops.
right.
I don't do workshops at festivals, like, it's just not a thing I seek out to do.
That
I
sounds dangerous, tantra.
Yeah. So I'm alone, not even with a friend, going into this tantric workshop. I didn't know what to expect. I had never really like I've never done tantra anything. And of course, like it's bootleg tantra. Like you're at a festival. It's like creepy spiritual bros being like, this is spiritual. Like, hold my hands. Like, you know the vibes.
It's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. Monogamy is sexual slavery. She got an exquisite pussy. Well, how about my exquisite erection, huh?
So anyways, she's like, okay, pair up. Like, we're gonna do like a partner tantric thing. And I paired up with this like dude that was next to me, this like little hippie white dude, white boy. And we're like, it's like intense from the get because like you have to do these things where you're like sitting in each other's laps, pretzeled in each other's pretzels, and like breathing and looking into each other's eyes and like, like, it was too
Yeah.
much, and then we started doing this thing where she's like, "Okay, now suck on her toe how you would want her to, like."
Did they
I was
let
like,
me ask you,
"Whoa!"
was there a discussion around, like, consent and, like, limits? Or was it,
You
like
would say yes. I would say yes. I would say if you're uncomfortable, but you and I both know when you get in those scenarios, and maybe I was probably on psychedelics, probably nothing
yeah.
crazy, but still, like, you start to maybe, like, not like, it just as women in general, like, you're more likely to, when you're in a situation, just go with it instead of saying no because it creates a weird hostile environment when you stop a man and say no. Like, it's dangerous. It can be dangerous. So of course, like, he's doing it, and I did, like, he's doing the thing, and I'm like, then she said to do the opposite, and I was like, no, that's where I drew the line. I was like, no, I'm actually uncomfortable. Like, I'm not going
I'm
to be
not
doing
sucking
that.
on your toe.
Hell no. Hell no. Are his dirty festival feet? First off, I was like, I have dirty festival feet.
People are walking around barefoot.
No, I'm pretty sure I was. Like, knowing me, like, I was always barefoot. I always lost my shoes and, like, twisted my ankle and fractured my shit. Like, there's no way I was wearing shoes. So it's like this grimy dude He's sucking on my toe, like, trying to, like, gluck, gluck how he would want the gluck, and I'm like, "No." So, needless to say, have never done tantra since, and, like, I'm just not interested in that type of scenario.
That guy was probably so happy, like,
You know me. I mean, it gets to a point. Like, maybe I was like at first, but you know
it was
me, I was
funny for a
probably like,
second, and then you're like, "We gotta get out of here."
I can't hide what I'm thinking. I was probably like,
Oh my god.
anyways, not, yeah, that's just
I
that.
don't think I've ever done a workshop at a festival. I was always, yeah, just being a wild child.
I don't recommend it. The only other thing I did do that was fun, not fun, but it was an experiment and it was interesting was I signed up for this one. We did this thing where this shaman was there and she did I don't know what it's called, but it's like basically tobacco in the earth, a tobacco pipe in the earth, and they blow it into your mouth through the earth. And like it's you get this crazy high, and then we did a guided meditation. Like everybody lays down after it and does this guided meditation. It was kind of crazy.
Now I'm just thinking of so many stories that we could tell about
We really need to get into that.
festivals, but that would be like 2 more hours of talking.
We have to though
But
soon.
yeah.
Like we just have to dedicate a whole episode.
Yeah, maybe when it's, like, spring or summer, like, festival season, we'll do, like, a we'll do a festival dedicated.
Yes. It would have
Um,
to be multiple episodes probably.
yeah, from our past, from our
Yeah.
shady our shady past.
That we survived. Hey,
Yeah.
we survived.
It
We
was really
survived and
funny.
we're sober.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm sober adjacent. I
Yeah, well
wouldn't say I'm sober, but
think that
compared to
so
I'm relatively sober.
I don't count mushrooms because I think microdosing mushrooms makes me a better person.
Anything I'm doing, I'm microdosing, including alcohol. I basically only believe in microdoses of, like, everything. I was on a date the other night. I was, like, telling him, like, I don't really drink a lot. When I do, I'll have 1 drink, and that's, like, great for me. And I don't drink at home. I have self-control, and I understand a lot of people don't have it, like, with alcohol, and I think if you don't, then you should just, like, not ever dabble. Everyone is different. But
Yeah.
anyway, I was telling him that and I was like, I was like, I don't take shots. I haven't taken a shot since like 2018. And I think a shot of liquor is an overdose. He was like, I mean, yeah. But he was like, but every now and then. Anyway, he basically made it clear, like, he definitely takes shots. But anyway,
It's just a tricky topic. I mean, I think too, like, it's funny because I naturally trigger a lot of people that drink because I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
drink.
It's distanced me from friends in my life. It's been years now.
I don't care about people's drinking
Yeah.
and until I'm, like, out in public and there's, like, drunk people hitting me with their elbows and I'm like, "Okay, like, I'm out of here." But, like, my friends at this point in life, like, maybe I'm just lucky or maybe it's just, like, I'm not around that many people, but even when people are drinking, I'm like, "It's a good vibe." I can't drink because even if I have a sip and I'm trying to be like, "Oh, I'm chilling, have a sip," I get red and I have to go to sleep. Like, my body can't handle it.
Your
So,
body
like,
just yeah.
I'm kind of lucked out because I don't like drinking for that reason, but B, like,
You might
I
be,
just
like, allergic to alcohol.
I might be, it's just I
'Cause that's the
automatically
thing.
feel sick, so it's just, like, it's
Well,
never even on my mind. I, like, don't even care. It's just it's crazy because like, I've never even had the urge.
yeah.
Um, but, so it's different. It's not even like I'm like
I just don't like it with dating, like, because if a guy's gonna have, like, 6 drinks on a first date, that makes me uncomfortable because, like, no matter
you're
what
on
any
different vibes.
yeah, and no matter what anyone says, like, your mood and your behavior is altered, like, from one drink. From one sip. Like, I don't care. I don't care what anyone says, like, that they're not affected by it. Like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You are. It's like science. Like, your brain changes. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, like, on a date with someone that you don't even know, it's like it, like, scares me. Say, because I'm also really, like, I notice really subtle changes in, like, people's speech, energy, like,
Body language.
everything. And when I start noticing that, I'm like, "Ooh," like, it gives me the ick,
Yeah,
so
because there's an immediate disconnect and you're just like, I feel weird and now I'm just like
and
observing you.
why are you taking your shirt off when, like, we've only been making out for 10 seconds?
Why are you trying to throw me on top of your popcorn machine shirtless?
Oh my gosh. Dating in LA is beyond. It's so eye-opening. I'm sure there's, like, so many girls who would think, yeah, if I had the opportunity to date a guy who had $30 million, like, I don't care if he had one too many drinks on our date. No, but, like, quickly, everything becomes normalized, and you do care. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you realize that, like, the things people have, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't like someone's personality or, like, they're just not cool, which a lot of rich people aren't. This is also something that you learn living in big cities. No matter how much money they have, like, it can't buy them, like, being
Like being a
cool.
good person or being interesting and fun or like having a heart, like having a soul. Trust
Yeah.
me, I've sadly like learned that lesson. And I'm not saying that you can't have money and have a good personality, but I think you have to have like core character building years. I don't know. It also changes people. So that's not necessarily always true. But yeah, there's a specific
Depends what the
formula where it can work out. I feel like I wanna keep doing this, because I finally did my nails,
Hey, they look great.
yeah, I'm using this a lot.
The Santa Claus.
Yeah, the Santa Claus Muppet. Hey, did you see that there's gonna be a new Muppet special in February with Sabrina Carpenter?
What? No, I don't
New
think I did.
Muppets! Yes!
It's like a little kid, like, you yelled. Wait, that's really exciting. I love Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas special, so, like,
I
she
feel like
really
she'll be perfect.
perfect. She's like a little Muppet, kinda.
She is. No, I just
And she
saw
gets it.
that.
She just has, like, the perfect humor for that, I feel like,
Mhm.
to make it funny.
It just made me think of, like, how we were saying how much we would wanna be on Muppets.
Wait, that's a new dream and a new intention unlocked, is for us to be, like, in a Muppet special. To
Can you
get to do
imagine?
something with Muppets.
We
Gonzo
have
and
to.
Kermit. I want us to be, like, hanging out with Gonzo and Rizzo. I think
Hey,
that's
we're
our
basically are Gonzo and Rizzo.
vibe. Which one's
Rizzo
right?
the rat as himself.
Who's Gonzo and who's Rizzo?
Clearly, we know. You say, though. I think we know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I would be Gonzo and you'd be
You
actually, you're
do?
right. It
I
could be
would expect
interchangeable.
because you're, like, little but I do I've always identified with Rizzo the rat.
Oh, wait a second. I forgot my jelly beans.
He's
Yeah.
always been, like, one of my favorites, but also Gonzo. Gonzo's,
Yeah.
like, so weird. I love him.
I've identified with Gonzo. I've been called Gonzo.
By who?
I am the Gonzo. I used to have a dancing Gonzo shirt that was my dad's. And I wore it all growing up. It was blue and very like that, the perfect t-shirt that's like thin.
I'm picturing him being, like, popped out of a cannon, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's you." And his, like, limbs going everywhere.
No, I was so excited when I saw that because I was like, wait, things are taking a turn for the positive. Like,
Yes. Feel that. Things are looking up.
yeah.
Famous last word.
Yeah, right. Shit.
Immediately once I said that, I was like, "Oh, that didn't sit right."
Just kind of take it out.
That felt scary to say.
We do echo chamber?
On that note, I have some words for you.
Let's do it, sister.
All right, ready? This is our end of year holidays echo chamber.
This is Echo Chamber on Dream TV.
All right. Snake.
Charmer.
Horse.
New Year.
Snow.
Fairy.
Tree.
Wisdom.
Present.
Your presence.
Solstice.
Cold, long night.
Rat.
Well, I'm going to say Rizzo.
Hockey. Art.
Garfunkel.
Okay, and finally, toe.
Suck that sucker down.
We didn't talk about Spotify Wrapped, and I kind of did want to bring that up, so that's segue. But yeah, I got a text from my mom, like, of course, way late, like weeks after everyone's done their Spotify Wrapped, and my mom texts me and it's like, I looked at my Spotify Wrapped, and no surprise here, Art Garfunkel's still my number one guy.
Hearts and strangers, Mary and remember me.
20 years later.
It's just so funny. Just always when I think of her, I think of Art Garfunkel and James Taylor. Mamas and the Papas.
Truly.
I'm not knocking it. She's a saint. And then my Spotify Bailey's is like Nat King Cole.
Skrillex. Just kidding. He's not on it this year.
Bailey's is Nat King Cole. Who else?
Don Tolliver.
I don't even
Like
remember
Ozzy.
from yours. Yours was all like Frank Sinatra. It was like Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole.
And a couple like rappers. Don Tolliver was on it. Somebody else. I don't know. And like jazz and classical.
Mine was just Justin Bieber. Said I had listened to so many genres, which I do, but I just obsess on things. Like a new album comes out, I'm listening to it 700
Yeah.
times and it really saturates.
I-
I hyperfixate.
Yeah.
And in the city, I was on that train.
I feel like Spotify with Wrapped does the thing that CoStar does, where they kind of like inflate things that they think will make people want to post or talk about it or like for engagement. I feel like they do because everyone I've talked to, we're always like, this is a little confusing because like one of my top artists was The
Mine
Weeknd.
wasn't, I didn't say that though. Mine was fully accurate.
Okay.
I know that I listened to that album so many times. So like I'm not questioning. I'm like, no, that's real. Listen to lots of other things as well, but in terms of like number of plays,
Okay.
yeah, I hyperfixated out. Like I geeked out on Justin Bieber. So
Okay. Cool.
that did happen. I can't say that it didn't. And I think some people who are saying that are probably just in denial.
Embarrassed.
Or just selective memory, you know?
True. I mean, if we are thinking about like, I guess that's true. Like, if I'm being for real and thinking like, why is The Weeknd on there? It's because like I listened to that one song like 50 million times. So it like over and over and over and over. So yeah, I probably did the same thing that you did, where it's like
Can happen.
it can. As we're thinking about heated rivalry and all the other stuff going on, I have this new, and I'm not the only one. I know everybody's having like their own sexual awakening because of everything, but also Odessa. I always mess up her last name.
Zion.
Zion. I always want to say Zion. I don't know why. Odessa Zion. She is occupying a good space in my mind lately.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Marty Supreme, and I like her. Some of the
You're gonna see it now. You're gonna see Marty Supreme now.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you see it first, still.
Okay. I love her. She is she's the daughter of I forget her mom's name, but she was in Californication, and it really,
Yeah.
like, brings me back. I love her mom too. It's a family affair, so
Yeah.
she's great.
She's beautiful.
Well, I gotta get out of here because I got a flight to catch in the morning.
Okay. Well, ho, ho, ho. See you when you get here.
I'll be home for Christmas.
I'll be waiting under the tree.
There's, like, something just so fun about, like, going home for Christmas. Like, I'm trying to romanticize the journey too and, like, the flight and everything, but I'm a little sad that I haven't done absolutely anything, like, Christmas related in LA this year. Like, I didn't go to any light things that I wanted to, but whatever. And I just put up my Christmas tree last night, and now I'm leaving tomorrow, but it's okay.
Hey, we're about to do so much Christmas stuff. It's perfect.
Yeah, I can't wait to throw on a Muppet Christmas Carol and just eat, like, everything I wanna eat, and I hope everyone does that.
Yeah. Everyone be merry.
I'm gonna be Martha Stewart, and I'm gonna cook a bunch of stuff that I it's the one time it's the one day of the year that I cook. Bake. I'm serious.
I just had funny visions in my head. I'm not gonna project it.
Well, me setting my parents' house on fire because I need supervision. I need supervision. I'm not doing this without supervision. That's what I'm saying. That's why you
That's
have to
why I
come
said
over.
I'm gonna cook.
I mean, I need an adult nearby.
Okay, it's okay, sweetie. It's time to play Martha Stewart.
I'm like, I made this for you guys, and like, really, you made all of it.
You have me locked in the closet. No, or everything gets burned and you do the thing where like you order the takeout and you just like put it on plates.
Yeah.
And then make it look like you made everything because there's like dishes and stuff.
Like, arrange it in a smiley face.
Well, I can't wait to see ya.
I'm gonna write a Christmas song about ketamine, and I can't wait to jingle your bells.
Well, I'll be riding with my reindeer right next to your plane the whole time. I'll make sure you get home safe. On Doctor, on Dancer, on Prancer, on Vixen, on Comet, on Trooper, on Donner.
Did you just go? All right. Well, happy holidays, everyone, and happy Hanukkah too. I forgot that was one thing I did in LA. I had Hanukkah night with my family, so that
Aw.
was wholesome.
Yes, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa.
Yeah, happy everything, happy ketamine, and we'll be seeing you in the new year. Give us a little Merry Christmas.
Standing ovation. Schwap!
Christmas.
Life is but a dream